Welcome back. This is DragonTank 1400, and this is DragonTank Plays Modded Minecraft. From last episode, I worked on this house, and that's pretty much, actually no, that's not all I did. I did 11 houses, extended the path, made this little garden, improved that other one over there. And I just want to kind of show you around what I did. I did the basic interior for the houses. The interiors aren't done. However, it's mostly done, and they don't have to be done that much because I probably will never go into these houses. I mean, perhaps I will. We'll have to see. My house isn't done. It's going to go right there. So, this was actually the last house I did. Kind of base. Let's get my jetpack out. Get hover mode back on. It's out of sandstone, so it sort of blends in. It really blends in from the top, which is why I don't like using sandstone for sandy areas. However, since it's just a little house and I'm going to be viewing it from this angle most of the time, I think it's fine. I wanted to use a sandstone roof. Should have used it for some of the houses over in the canyon area, but however, by the time I finished those areas, I can just completely forgot. So the house, like, I don't particularly like huge changes to the terrain. You can do little changes, kind of cleaning it up here and there, but like huge changes, unless there's a biome you want that isn't in the game. You shouldn't really make any huge changes to the terrain. There's just no need. If you need to, then why are you building there? Honestly, like, if you want to change the terrain that much, change every single block in the terrain, why are you building there? Why don't you pick a terrain that's better, more suitable for your needs? Also, when you're building, a lot of people, well, I should say some people, kind of power through, and this right here, the church, I'll get to the houses in a second, but this has been bothering me. The church is a good example. Something just popped up. Give me a second here. Sorry about that. Like, I changed the terrain a little bit to fit in, but if I really wanted the church to stand out, I would basically kind of get rid of a lot of this mountain, area. But I didn't do that. I've worked with the terrain here. You see how the buildings inset into the wall and stuff like that. Changed a little bit of stuff so the glass wouldn't be messed up. However, like, it's in the wall, so I don't know. It just sort of bothers me just a little bit when people make big changes to the terrain. Little changes, kind of, because these were like oil things. I filled that in, and I changed the terrain here to go with the pond. Like, I really do like decorating ponds and stuff like that. Changed the bottom up, but the shape I kept generally the same. Changed a little bit of grass here so I could have more plant life around it. I think that makes sense, and that really isn't, like, if you're in a desert biome, having grass by water isn't really in the game. So that change is suitable. Anyway, enough of my rant on terrain management. This is the house, the last house I did. I added some stuff here and there. Basic stuff, a bed. Not all of them have tool racks. I didn't put any bookshelves in any of them. Nothing in the chest or anything yet. Or the potion shelves or the shelves. And it's basically going to be similar stuff throughout the entirety of... I built 11 houses, basically. This isn't done, this is just temporary, but this is the first one I did, and I did part of this on camera at the end of the last episode. Oops. You can see a little jungle wood there. Basically how I did these was picked a random shape, and I used the logs basically as the starting point, and then like I chose the log, chose the planks, chose the roof color, which had to be stairs. I didn't want to use any carpenter stairs. Yeah, so it had to have stairs in it. So that's why these aren't the chisel blocks, because I would have to use micro blocks or the carpenter blocks, and this area already has a ton of lag. Use a ton of carpenter blocks for the laboratory, which isn't loaded in yet, but that does cause lag, particularly when stuff loads in and out. Yeah, so the walls could be chiseled, and I just kept it like the same because I was adding 1, 2, 3 blocks to the outside and then 4 on the inside. So I think it works. Since they're small houses, another thing I can do was create different chisel blocks for blocks for like the same color wood, but they're just small houses, so like I think that looks good enough. And I changed up the glass depending on what I had and everything. Sometimes I added the panes there or some fences, mostly the panes. I didn't really, because this pack doesn't have dark fences, and like I said, I didn't want to use any carpenter fences. So yeah, here's the pond. I'm not going to change the moss stone because the chisel moss stone just, it looks more structured. This is like, it's in a pond, so it shouldn't be structured. I got some dillweed. I had to go out and get some lily pads, dillweed, and reeds. And this is algae at the bottom, and a lot of different flowers and stuff around. Some stuff even on the sand. Like I think these areas that are by water should really cling to life, especially in the desert, because there's not much else. There can't be any else to grow. So I think I'll change like the riverbed a little bit, just in this area. Probably all the way down too. We'll see how far I end up taking it, but that's gonna be a future project. It's not gonna be anywhere close. So I did this house as well. I kind of like this for the windows. Some people might not like it, but I think it looks okay. And if you see, like, kind of what I did with the roofs was, well, I did different things. Sometimes I did these styles. Sometimes, as an example, that style over there, which I'll show you in a second. Sometimes more of this style, and it has 3 pitches. I think that's what they call it to it. A lot of them have 3 or 4. Some of them have 2. Very few of them do. And I just think it looks good. Good like that. It gives the roofs a lot of character. And I'm sure I probably missed this block right here. I'll have to go around and like clean it up and basically make sure I didn't miss anything. And I grew some trees, but a lot of this was just extra wood I had left over from the either stored up or from the church project. I really like the tiger wood, but tiger wood is really busy, and I need to find a build suitable for the tiger wood. Like the tiger wood logs that are on that building look amazing, and I really like the tiger wood, but it is really busy. Kind of the interior. This one has a basement, kind of bed, more like a sleeping bag really, because these are slabs. And let's keep the jetpack on for now, but let's walk through the town as much as possible. Let's check out this one right here. Now, I came up with the idea for this first building. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Like I'll I'm gonna change up the crops a little bit here. Make this a little better. The netherwork's gonna be a little different. Maybe the netherwork be in the basement or something. This house is gonna have a basement, and basically, this was the first settler. Once I get into NPC mods, which I see coming within the next probably 5-7 episodes ish, I'm gonna create one for this guy. He basically wanted to get on this wasteland, and he's an inventor. He just likes to tinker around with stuff. He was the first settler, and when the laboratory got here, he was like really against it. But the guys were like, "You don't own any of this land." He was like giving him a hard time. So they made like a small plot for him around where his house was, and in some of his crops over there. Very small plot. And he's like, "Okay, we'll give you this land if you just shut up." But we're not going to give you any more. Like we need this. We want to build here, kind of area. So he kind of, guy's grumpy, doesn't like his neighbors, but he can't really fight them. So he just kind of accepted the deal. And this guy in particular that built his house really close to his, like, you see, this is the corners touching. His house is the border. He built it like right on, really close to the border, and really close to the border of his land. But in these two, like, he didn't like him. He didn't like his arguing. He was like, "Why are you arguing? We're giving you this land." So they really dished it out, and this guy was like, "I'm building my house right next to yours," kind of deal, just to tick you off. So this guy's kind of mean, kind of mean to the loco. But anyway, so inside the house, nothing usual except I used the tiger wood as the floor. I didn't do this that often, but I think I should have done it more. I got a table, nothing in the chest, just a regular bed. Some of them are carpenter beds, some of them are regular beds. I didn't put any texture on the beds for sake of frames, basically, and lag. Do I have to sleep already? Oh, not quite. This board is going to be moved. It's going to be somewhere in town. I'm going to make it like a map wall as well. This area is probably going to be a couple shops here. No, it's going to be a fishing shack and maybe like a shop as well next to it or something. A bait and tackle shop. I'll do the shops in 2 or 3 episodes. We'll see. This guy's shop, I'm in a cobblestone just to kind of be different. And you see, I'm missing some stuff there. I keep noticing some mistakes I made. I built these up really fast. Like, each one took me like a half hour to an hour, not including the inside. So I try to build them like really fast. I think for the speed I built, they came out good. This one looks nice. The roof design is different. It doesn't have any like pitches to it. It just has one pitch on the top. More like, I guess it's kind of like an Asian style, it kind of looks like to me. At least the roof. This guy has a little bigger house. I did not do the interior of this house though. That's another thing I have to do. Stone floor. Guys, a little more money than the other guys, but not much more. Guess maybe not, because it doesn't have a basement. Let's turn the UFI off. Doesn't that church look nice? Kind of just walking through here. It's more got like a town feel to it now. Anyway, sorry. Still fighting this off. It's actually been getting worse. Recently went to the doctor. I think it should be fine now. So now we got a fork in the road here. And if you look at the road, speaking of roads, let's zoom in. that much. Oh, I forgot to get my cursor up. But if you look at the roads here, like I did do some changes. It was pretty much up to the laboratory here, and it came down, went over to that area, stopped, and then went out. It didn't go out this far. It probably went out to here-ish. Not sure. I added road kind of by the houses to the houses, but I also extended the path to here. I kind of mapped out a path around this, I guess, bay as well. There's going to be a bridge over here. And I made this turn off here. This turn, this circle, I guess. And I'm going to create like probably another I'm going to definitely create like an outside circle. It's going to go connect up with that path and go there. Probably create some shops on it and stuff. Definitely, and probably some shops over here. We'll have to see what the terrain looks like and everything. But I think the path is turning out nicely. It's just dry dirt, podzol. Dry dirt's easy. You just smelt it. Podzol I can get through silicon in Minechem. Red sand I have to find, but I'm going to change that. I'm going to create a custom NPC, trade 64 sand and 1 red dye, I guess, for 64 red sand, or maybe 8 red dye. We'll have to see. I mean, both of those are kind of renewable, so it doesn't really matter. But since there's no, I don't want to like destroy the what's it called? The mesa, getting all the red sand from it just for these paths. Dark oak, renewable, so everything's renewable except for the red sand. And what I use is I use the micro blocks for the on the dark oak for any step ups. Looks pretty nice. I do like this area right here. I see there's kind of like a bare spot here. I might add some dillweed or something. We'll have to see. But there's this fork here. Go here, it's the same. So let's go up and have a look. As you can see, this house, acacia, kind of what I decided was the same style of houses with different materials. Well, similar materials are all wood, some of them stone, but all in different like combinations, so no house was alike. But the shapes of the houses was well, the style is similar. The shapes are all different as well. I think that just helps create variety in the town. I don't like it when I understand in Minecraft it actually looks good when you have an area that has all the same houses, so I understand that concept. But if you look in real life, unless they're condos, subdivisions or something, which in the US we have, which I don't like on my street for instance, you have multiple, no two houses are the same. And that was kind of my idea. No two houses should be made of the same material. Similar materials, yes, but in the style should be similar, but not the same. Some of them have different style, and none of the shapes should be the same. So that's kind of the idea I like, so I went with. Anyway, so this house, same stuff as an interior. Interior. Yeah. Kind of like it. It has the glass panes I thought made like kind of like good pillars and just good detail, like subtle details for when you needed to break up the color. I thought they worked great. And then we have this kind of dark oak house. That looks nice. And this one has an upstairs. One of the few, I think maybe the only one with upstairs. One of them has like a loft area. And yeah, this house, the reason it has an upstairs is because it has just that one pitch to it. But the roof design, because of the shape of the house, I actually really like it. It's unique. Then you go up here. This tiger wood came up a lot for me. I really liked it. It gave a certain amount of detail, not overdone like the planks, and it was dark, which dark oak. There's a few dark ones, but really like the tiger wood. Maybe I'll end up using it for that big tree project. I also didn't add any chairs either, which is something I have to add. And I have to add the cases. I ran out of wool. Like I used all my cotton and string. Added this path up. Pretty nice. I used up all my cotton, string, and wool. I have to get a sheep farm. I have a cotton farm. I'm gonna have to get a bigger cotton farm. I'm gonna change that up a little bit. The laboratory. Always a splendid view. Still have to. I haven't done any of the underside of that, but I plan on having one episode where it's just like me cleaning up anything I didn't finish. So I'll finish that in that episode and finish things around. Hopefully I'll be able to do it in one episode. There's actually a lot to finish. This one's quaint. This one has a downstairs. This guy likes his tools and likes book. This guy actually has the only bookcase in the entire place. The only bookcase. He does a lot of tinkering. This guy. Maybe this guy and that local will become friends at one point. Maybe that he lives right across from him, so and he didn't violate his space. So and the guy kind of used stone as well for the base of his building. So maybe these two guys will become friends. We'll have to see. We got this house. This is the last house, and this is the one with the loft here. This has a loft with the bed. 2 people live here. That's why they needed the little extra room, but it's not room enough for like a full upstairs. It's just a little loft area. Kind of like that idea. I like this, like the dark oak. I don't know why I use regular. Oh, I know why. It's because it added these like stair windows, and the other ones doesn't have it. The chisel one doesn't have stairs regularly. So, really, I do like that. This house right here. Lots of squid as always. I got tons of squid ink though. This could use, yeah. Thinking about. Oops. I should add either the stained glass or the fences right there, just to give it some detail. Like I said, I'm gonna have to come around and do a cleanup of the town and a cleanup of the laboratory. Hopefully, that's just gonna be a lot of work. I have to separate those, but hopefully I'll do the cleanup of the town when I do the lighting of the town. Hopefully the lighting won't take that long, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a ton of work. Anyway, I still have to do my house, the shops, and I hope to get my shop done my house done next episode. However, let's get this off. I hope to get the shops done. My house done next episode. However, I am gonna finish up my food situation and get that taken care of. It is in dire straits. No. I just want to finish it up before episode 25. No particular reason. I don't really have to, but I want to. Like I said, the path is going to continue from here. And I'm not sure exactly where it's going to go yet. But it is going to continue from there. The town is coming alive. This guy right here, he had to move. He had to move the road over because this was hanging out too much. and people can get past. And he was like, "Fine, I'll move the road." The thing is, he didn't realize, because he's not quite an engineer. He actually built on top of it's not that one. Oops. He actually built on top of there should be like a cave here. Maybe the cave's like here? No. He built on top of this hill. Maybe that was a smart move. Anyway, for the last part of the episode here, I'm not going to get much work done, but I figure I'm going to do a change. And at the end of every episode, now that we got the church done, I'm going to do a Bible verse. I don't think I'm going to use that sign. Bible verse of the day. Psalms 125, verse 1 through 2. From actually Psalms 125, verse 1 through 2. And this one is actually from the New American Bible. I use many different versions. I use actually 3 different versions when I'm studying the Bible. The New American Bible, the English Standard Version, and the New International Version. The different translations come up with a more reliable source to the original Hebrew and Greek that they rely on, I believe. And I just think it helps, especially when defining like the paragraphs and the sections of a Bible, because that's like the major differences in them. Because the original Hebrew and Greek didn't have like paragraph indentation like we do. So I just think it helps for that. Alright, so like Mount Zion are they who trust in the Lord, unshakable, forever enduring. As mountains surround Jerusalem, the Lord surrounds his people, both now and forever. Psalms 125, verse 1 through 2. I really like this verse as it shows God, as it shows Jesus always protecting his people. And it really helped me out in the time of my suffering, that God was always there. It's one of my favorite verses. I put it on the wall. I put it on my wall in my room. So I think that's what we're going to do at the end of every episode. I'll do like a verse, and I'll just share it with you right on the wall of the church. Hopefully I'll have the big church done by the time this church is full. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Bye.